So hi guys, my name is Siddhant and welcome back to a new video. And I know that this video has been coming like after a long time, but I was busy, I was traveling, and therefore I wasn't able to make video. But I'm back with a great video, and you have read the title correctly. If you want to learn some powerful techniques, some killer hacks to present your business well, that will help you get funding and that will make your pitch deck even more impressive, then this video is for you. तो अगर आपको कुछ killer hacks सीखने हैं और अगर आपको अपने बिजनेस को और बेहतर तरीके से प्रेजेंट कैसे करना है, अगर ये सीखना है, तो इस वीडियो में मैं आपको 6 पावरफुल हैक्स, 6 पावरफुल टेक्निक्स बताने वाला हूँ. So if you're interested, then do watch this video till the end, and if you're new to this video, then do like the video, do subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive the latest notifications of my videos on time. So hi guys, so let's start. So first of all, congratulations to you if you have a great startup idea and if you have decided of becoming an entrepreneur. But now the next thing that you need is funds, right? You need to raise money, you need to get customer interest, you need to get customer validation, you need to get potential customers for your business. So how do you get that? You can get that by creating a great pitch deck presentation. How to make a great pitch deck, I have made a video on that, and it has been loved very much. So if you haven't watched that video, then do check out this video. You can also click on the I button and go and check that video of how to make a great pitch deck. In this video, I am going to give you 6 complimentary tips that will complement that video, and these killer powerful tricks would definitely take your pitch, your presentation to the next level. So investors are getting pitched by many startups on daily basis, right? They get several emails, they have many people knocking on their door, and they're tired and frustrated of like hearing to many boring presentations. So if you want to stand out and if you want to create a great impression, if you want the investor to truly invest in your business, then you should follow these 6 powerful tips that I'm going to give you. So let's directly start with the tips. So the first tip that I'm going to give you is that your pitch deck while presentation is not a script. It is just like a teleprompter. It should just be used for reference and for visuals, right? You should not be directly reading from your pitch deck or from the presentation slides. Your pitch deck should come naturally to you, and you should be already aware of what you're going to present and how you're going to present. On the pitch deck, you should only have some important facts, figures, data, visual representations that the investor needs to understand, right? So if you haven't watched the previous video, in that video I've told you that an investor on an average spends about 3 minutes and 44 seconds on a pitch deck. So that is very less. So if you want to capture his or her attention while presenting, then you need to present yourself very clearly. You need to present the business concept very clearly, and reading directly from the presentation or from the slides gives out a very bad impression, right? So the first point is your presentation is not a script, just a teleprompter. Don't read it, just use it for your reference and for helping the investor visualize some facts and figures and data that you're presenting. Now moving on to the second tip, which is again a very important tip, that is understand your audience. Now, before going to any presentation or pitching to any investor, you should know each and everything about that investor. You should know about his portfolio, you should know about his anti-portfolio, you should know about his likings, dislikes, you should know what he's looking for in the pitch, right? And therefore, it is very important to know the audience. It is very important to know who is the person that is sitting in front of you and what does he expect from your business. So each and every investor or person has got his own fear and goals, right? So he has his own desires, he has his own fears, he has his own goals. So you need to understand that what are his fears, goals and ambitions, and then you need to align your business, your statements along with his fear, his goals and his ambition. So for example, on an average, a tech entrepreneur has to present his or her business to about 37 VCs right before getting an investment. and this means that each and every investor would behave in a different way. So you need to modify your pitch, your presentation as per each and every investor, right? So suppose X investor does not invest in these kind of companies. Y investor has already failed by investing in these kind of companies, and Z investor is not aware of this industry, but he is interested in knowing about these kinds of companies. And therefore all these three investors, X, Y and Z, would have different ambitions, would have different perspectives, and therefore you need to understand who they are, what they want, and what they are fearing of missing out. You need to know their FOMO, right? So you need to ask yourself three questions. The first question is, what makes them listen to you? What brings them here, right? So why are they even interested in listening to you or meeting to you? Second, what are they fearing on you? So what is that thing that they would fear in your presentation or in your business? And third, what do they expect from you? What are their goals? What are their ambitions? And why are they interested in investing in your business or in your industry? So you need to ask these three simple questions before meeting any investor or before starting your pitch. Now moving on to the third point, and that is very important, that is start with the heart and then build a skeleton. Now what do I mean by this? Now I mean that before starting any presentation, you should first introduce your business in 3 lines, in 2 lines, right? So these 2 or 3 lines should tell the heart of your business. That is what you do, why are you going to be successful, and what are your goals and what do you need from the investor. So once you present these 3 lines, the investor gets the clarity about why are you here and does he even want to listen to you, right? And then you can build up all your things around that heart. So suppose, for example, if I'm the founder of Ola, so how would I present? So I would say that Ola is an urban commuter service. Currently we have over 100k rides in month, and we are now here to propel for growth, and we need this amount of money, right? And we need this amount of help. So you have told what you do. Second, you have told what is your current stage and why you would be successful. And third is what you need from the investor and what are your ambitions, what is your goal. So no fluff, no hand waving, and no over exaggerating anything. Just 3 lines giving the investor the clarity, describing the heart of the presentation, and he would be like, okay, I'm ready, and now I'm leaning towards what you're going to tell me, and he would be more interested in listening to the presentation. And then you can build around like what is the problem that you're solving, and what is the target market, what is the projected revenue, what are the expenses, and all those assumptions you can then build around that heart. Now moving on to the 4th point, and that is a killer conclusion. Now we all know that when we go to a theater to watch movie, the climax of the movie plays a very important role. If the climax is not that good, then the whole 2.5 hours or whatever time you've spent watching the movie, it goes to waste, right? So in the end, you should be satisfied and you should have a killer conclusion, a clear climax with which you would end the pitch, right? You should not end the pitch on a very low note or on a very high note or somewhere in middle. You should not end it abruptly, right? And therefore, killer conclusion plays a very important role. This killer conclusion will make sure that your business remains in the mind of the investor even after he leaves the room, right? So it should not stop where you stop. It should be in his mind even after you leave the room, and that is what a killer conclusion can do. And therefore there is one formula that can be used to create a killer conclusion, and that is first a bold sign off and then a call to action. So this bold sign off can be anything, right? So who is willing to join me on this journey, or you should be inviting them to the party, right? So a bold sign off, and next call to action. Okay, I need this amount of money and I'm willing to give this amount of equity. So these are the call to action and the bold sign off. It is very important if you want to leave a lasting impression after your pitch on your investor, right? So killer conclusion is very important. So now moving on to the 5th point, and that is be an interesting guide and not a boring one. So definitely if you are there in front of the investor, then you are like a guide, right? You are going to guide him through the journey of your startup, through the journey of how you founded the startup, and therefore you should make sure that you are an interesting guide and not a boring one, right? And you should make that journey enjoyable. It should not be overwhelming, right? And by that I mean that there should not be a lot of data, a lot of paragraphs on the slides, right? So it should not be like this. It should be like this, clean, clear, crisp. So it should be made up of bullet points, great data structure, tables, charts, visualization tools, and all of these things. So you should make that journey, that presentation more enjoyable for the investor and not boring. A good presenter actually feeds the information to the audience bit by bit, and he just not dump the information right onto their face, right? He breaks it into logical chunks of information, and then he presents the information to the audience methodically, right? So you should do exactly the same. So when you present, you should have the chapters, the modules that are generally present in a book, and you should go module by module, chapter by chapter, breaking the information into logical pieces and then presenting them with clarity to the investor. Now moving on to the sixth and the last point for this video, very important, and that is, remember, your pitch deck is an investor deck, not a TV commercial, not a social media post. So it is very important for entrepreneurs to understand that the pitch deck should not look creative, or it should not be too much of artwork, right? It should look professional, and it should have a hard-hitting business voice, right? It should look like you are here to do business and not to do any circus, and you are not running any television commercial. Many people so suppose if there is a female founder, or if there is a founder who is working on like baby products or like female products, and if he or she creates the pitch deck using pink color, maroon colors, light blue, sky blue colors, and if he tries to make that pitch deck blend into his brand, then it is not a good idea, right? Because investor just wants business, pure business. So he does not want a gentle and a soft looking pitch deck, right? Because it looks potentially weak. The pitch deck should be professional and should have a hard hitting business voice. It should only have professional colors and the data that matters to the investors the most. No bluff, no fluff, only business parameters, business statistics, facts and figures. I know that many of you would think that brand building is very important and all of those things, but yes, brand building is important, but please understand that this is the only place where I'm telling you to keep brand identity and brand building aside, because investor does not care about what your brand is when you're initially pitching. He only cares about what the business is, what the business model is going to be. You can later on present him your brand identity, what your brand stands for, your colors and everything, but in the initial pitch deck, it should be professional and pure business. So guys, that's it for this video. I hope you understood all the 6 points. Again, this is part 2. You need to go and watch the part 1, that is about creating a great pitch deck. That is the first video, and it has got a lot of views, and thank you for all of that. And I know that you would like this video as well, and you would like that video as well, and stay tuned to the channel. From now on, I'm going to upload videos regularly, and do follow these tips. These are very important, and these small tips make a whole lot of difference. Also, you can comment down below the topics that you are willing to learn about, that you are willing to watch. You can comment down anything, the case studies, the topics, the business lessons, the fundamentals of business, anything, and I'll surely make a video on that. So that's it for today. I hope you like the video. If you like the video, then do hit the like button. If you're new to this channel, then subscribe, comment down, don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive the latest notifications of my videos on time. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, goodbye, take care, thank you.